Hello, my name is Lillian Schmitz, and the date is March 17th of 2021. Today I'll be going over the cardiovascular system. So first I just have a picture here for reference during my presentation. So first we have the organs of the cardiovascular system. So you have your heart and your lungs. So you've got the heart right here, then you've got your left lung and your right lung. Then we've got our heart chambers, so we've got our atria, that's just plural for atrium. We've got the left and right atrium, and then we have our ventricles, which you also have a left and right ventricle. So the atrium is just the top right here, and the ventricles are going to be the bottom. So again, it's opposite since this is a mirror image. So this is going to be our left atrium and our right atrium, and our left ventricle and our right ventricle. Purpose of these is the atria. These are the receiving chambers of the blood for blood, and then we've got the ventricles, which are going to be the chambers of the heart that deliver blood to the lungs and the rest of the body. Next, we're going to go over the circulatory system. So we've got our superior and inferior vena cava. So this is the superior vena cava right here, and the inferior vena cava. Purpose of that, these return blood to the right atrium. So they are just going to return blood to right here. Next, we've got the pulmonary arteries and veins. So we've got the pulmonary artery. It's going to be this one right here. So the pulmonary artery is going to deliver oxygen or blood to the lungs, which it becomes oxygenated, comes out through the pulmonary vein. So that is going to carry the oxygen-rich blood from the lungs back to the heart to be pumped around the body. Next we have arteries, arterials, and capillaries. So we've got the arteries are going to be here and here, which branch out into the arterials, which branch out into the even smaller capillaries. And the capillaries carry oxygenated blood, which is going to be delivered to the tissues, where gas exchange is going to take place. It becomes deoxygenated and turns into venules, which then turns into veins, like the vena cava you see here. And that's what the veins, venules, here we just went over that. Finally, we have the valves of the cardiovascular system. The purpose of a valve is it can only open one way. So can't really do that with my hands, but it can only open up one way. It can't go back. So it is only a one-way street with these valves. The semilunar valves are the valves at the openings that lead to the pulmonary trunk and the aorta. Again, these are one-way valves, so the blood can only flow one way. We don't want that deoxygenated blood going to the tissues. We want it going back to the lungs, so it can become oxygenated. We also don't want that deoxygenated blood typically also carries carbon dioxide, which is released through respiration, and we do not want that going back into the tissues. The tricuspid valve is going to be where the right ventricle receives blood from the right atrium. Again, it's one way. And then our bicuspid or mitral valves valve is going to receive we have the right ventricle or the left ventricle here. It's going to receive blood from the left atrium, and that is going to be the bicuspid valve in between that. And again, that is a one-way valve. So blood is only delivered one way. Thank you for listening. This is the cardiovascular system.